This is Team Fortress. But why is it Team Fortress? What do fortresses have to do with anything? Wouldn't the game have been equally interesting if it was called Brotherhood of Arms like its original subtitle? While Team Fortress as a game started off as a Quake mod, the name itself actually begins even further back, with Doom modding. Robin Walker and John Cook explained the story to Shack News in an interview. 5 minutes down the road, there was another group of people, and we'd go down and have LAN parties at their house. They were primarily Doom players, and they'd played this Doom map called Fortress. It was a really neat 2v2 map. We were super impressed by the extra layer of strategy that the game added. It's hard to remember how basic FPSs were back then in terms of the gameplay options that were available. Back then, multiplayer was either co-op missions or simple deathmatch. Even crazier, you couldn't look up or down in the original Doom 2, you were only allowed to pan your view. The enemy had a base, and your team had a base. You had to run up into their base and press a button. That would unlock the next area of their base. In the first areas of each base, you had basic weapons, the double-barreled shotgun, but once you unlocked the next area of their base, then they would have access to the rocket launcher and a couple of other weapons. Then you would go and you'd have to fight them when they had better weapons, trying to get to the third part of their base and unlock it, which would have more weapons, the plasma rifle specifically being the best one. Then you'd have to get all the way through the third section and hit a button and you'd win the map. So the whole time you're balancing offense versus defense, who stays back to guard the base, and who goes out. There's also a nice progression ramp. It's like, okay, it's getting harder and harder to get through because progressing powers them up. Since there was no official support for teams and win conditions, I'm assuming that these spooky white pictures that ended the map were the closest thing they could get to having a team win and restarting the round. We named Team Fortress as a nod to that map. We made plenty of Doom maps, and none of ours were interesting in any way. But then we played that and it was like, hey, here's someone subverting the norm. Team Fortress is literally a team-based version of the Doom Fortress map. So all thanks to this map, created by Ben Fletcher, it eventually inspired the original Team Fortress Quake mod and the TF2 we have now.
If I had some time to spend with my friends, I'd like to play TF2. I think we're on the right track to building the kind of game that's going to have mass market appeal and really serve the interests of gamers very well.